Have you ever wondered what it takes to live to 100? Not just to see that number, but to arrive there feeling vibrant, sharp, and full of life? We're all buried in advice about what to add to our lives. New supplements, complicated diets, intense workouts. But the most powerful secret to longevity might not be about adding anything at all, but about what you eliminate. In this video, we're going to reveal the 5 specific daily habits, backed by medical science, that are silently shortening your lifespan and destroying your health span. You need to watch this until the very end because I won't just tell you what these 5 things are. For each one, I'll give you a simple, actionable strategy to remove it from your life starting today. The final point is the one most people ignore, yet studies show it's one of the most critical for protecting both your brain and your body from the damage of aging, so you don't want to miss it. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video, you can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. Ultra-processed foods and added sugars. The doctor's warning: a modern dietary crisis. Ultra-processed foods, UPFs, and added sugars represent one of the most significant threats to public health in the modern era. These foods dominate supermarket shelves, fast food menus, and even home pantries, contributing to a global rise in chronic diseases. UPFs are industrially manufactured products, often formulated with ingredients extracted from whole foods, such as refined sugars, starches, and unhealthy fats, or synthesized in laboratories, like artificial flavors, emulsifiers, and preservatives. Common examples include packaged snacks, chips, cookies, sugary breakfast cereals, instant noodles, frozen meals, like pizzas or microwave dinners, soft drinks, and most fast food. These products are engineered for convenience, long shelf life, and hyperpalatability, making them dangerously easy to overconsume. The pervasive presence of added sugars, found in everything from sodas to seemingly healthy granola bars, exacerbates the problem. Unlike naturally occurring sugars in whole fruits or dairy, added sugars provide empty calories with no nutritional value, driving weight gain and metabolic dysfunction. The average person consumes far more added sugar than recommended, often without realizing it, as it's hidden in products like sauces, dressings, and even savory snacks. The biological impact. Why UPFs and added sugars are so harmful. The consumption of ultra-processed foods and added sugars has far-reaching effects on the body, contributing to a cascade of physiological disruptions. Below is a detailed breakdown of their impact. 1. Chronic inflammation, the silent driver of disease. UPFs are designed to be hyperpalatable, meaning they're engineered to stimulate the brain's reward centers, encouraging overeating. Their nutritional profile, high in refined carbohydrates, trans fats, and artificial additives, while severely lacking in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, creates a perfect storm for low-grade, chronic inflammation. This persistent inflammation is implicated in a wide range of age-related diseases, including cardiovascular disease. Inflammation damages blood vessels, promoting plaque buildup and increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Arthritis. Inflammatory compounds can exacerbate joint pain and tissue degradation. Neurodegenerative diseases. Chronic inflammation in the brain is linked to conditions like Alzheimer's and dementia. Cancer. Prolonged inflammation can damage DNA and create an environment conducive to tumor growth. The additives in UPFs, such as artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, and preservatives, further exacerbate inflammation by disrupting the body's natural regulatory processes. 2. Metabolic disruption, a pathway to obesity and diabetes. The high glycemic index of UPFs and added sugars causes rapid spikes in blood glucose and insulin levels. Over time, this roller coaster effect overwhelms the body's ability to regulate blood sugar, leading to insulin resistance, a hallmark of type 2 diabetes. Additionally, these foods promote the accumulation of visceral fat, the dangerous fat stored around internal organs. Visceral fat is metabolically active and releases inflammatory compounds, further compounding health risks. Weight gain. The lack of satiety from UPFs, due to low fiber and protein content, means you're likely to feel hungry soon after eating, leading to overconsumption and weight gain. Hormonal imbalance. Frequent insulin spikes disrupt hormones like leptin, which signals fullness, and ghrelin, which stimulates hunger, making it harder to regulate appetite. Fatty liver disease. Excess fructose from added sugars, especially high fructose corn syrup, is metabolized by the liver, where it's converted to fat, contributing to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. 3. Gut microbiome devastation, undermining your body's foundation. The gut microbiome, trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes living in your digestive tract, plays a critical role in digestion, immune function, mental health, and even weight regulation. A diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods, like vegetables, fruits, and fermented foods, nourishes beneficial gut bacteria, promoting a balanced microbiome. In contrast, UPFs and added sugars wreak havoc on this delicate ecosystem. Lack of fiber. UPFs are typically stripped of fiber, starving beneficial gut bacteria that rely on it for fuel. This leads to a decline in microbial diversity, weakening overall gut health. Emulsifiers and artificial sweeteners. Common additives like carrageenan, polysorbate 80, and aspartame disrupt the gut lining, contributing to a condition known as leaky gut. This allows harmful substances to pass into the bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation. Dysbiosis. An imbalanced microbiome can impair digestion, weaken immunity, and even influence mood disorders like anxiety and depression through the gut-brain axis. 4. Mental health and cognitive effects. Emerging research highlights the link between UPFs, added sugars, and mental health. The Western diet, high in processed foods, is associated with increased risks of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Rapid blood sugar fluctuations can affect mood stability, while inflammation and gut dysbiosis may disrupt neurotransmitter production, such as serotonin, which is largely produced in the gut. Your action plan. Practical steps to minimize UPFs and added sugars. Transitioning away from ultra-processed foods and added sugars doesn't mean you have to overhaul your diet overnight. Small, sustainable changes can yield significant health benefits over time. Here's a detailed roadmap to guide you. 1. Become a label detective. Reading food labels is one of the most powerful tools for identifying UPFs and hidden sugars. Look for long ingredient lists. If a product has a lengthy list of ingredients, especially those you can't pronounce or recognize, it's likely ultra-processed. Hidden sugars. Added sugars hide under many names, including high fructose corn syrup, cane sugar, dextrose, maltose, and agave nectar. The World Health Organization recommends limiting added sugars to less than 10% of daily calories, ideally 5%, which is about 25 to 50 grams per day for most adults. Whole food alternatives. Choose foods with minimal or no ingredient lists, such as fresh produce, whole grains, like quinoa or brown rice, lean proteins, like chicken or tofu, and healthy fats, like avocados or olive oil. 2. Embrace the 80-20 rule. Aiming for perfection can feel overwhelming and lead to dietary burnout. Instead, adopt the 80-20 rule. Aim for 80% of your diet to come from whole, minimally processed foods, leaving 20% for occasional treats or convenience foods. This approach allows flexibility while prioritizing nutrient-dense choices. For example, 80% whole foods. Fill your plate with vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats. 20% flexibility. Enjoy a slice of birthday cake, a restaurant meal, or a favorite snack without guilt, as long as it's occasional and mindful. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. Swap and substitute. Healthier alternatives. Replacing UPFs and sugary foods with nutrient-dense options can satisfy cravings while supporting your health. Here are some practical swaps. Instead of sugary cereal, try oatmeal topped with fresh berries, a sprinkle of nuts, and a drizzle of honey or maple syrup for natural sweetness. Instead of chips or crackers, opt for a handful of raw almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds, or pair sliced veggies, carrots, cucumbers, bell peppers, with hummus or guacamole. Instead of sugary drinks, replace sodas, energy drinks, or sweetened juices, which can contain as much sugar as soda, with water, sparkling water with a splash of lemon or lime, or unsweetened herbal teas. For a treat, try a smoothie made with whole fruits and no added sugars. Instead of fast food, prepare quick meals at home, like a grilled chicken wrap with whole grain tortillas, fresh veggies, and a yogurt-based dressing, or a stir-fry with brown rice, lean protein, and a rainbow of vegetables. 4. Plan and prep for success. Meal planning. Plan your meals and snacks for the week to reduce reliance on convenience foods. Batch cook staples like grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, or quinoa to have on hand. Stock a healthy pantry. Keep nutrient-dense staples like canned beans, lentils, whole grain pasta, nuts, and frozen vegetables or fruits for quick, healthy meals. Snack smart. Pre-portion healthy snacks like cut veggies, hard-boiled eggs, or trail mix to grab on the go, reducing the temptation to reach for processed options. 5. Educate yourself and stay mindful. Learn portion control. Even whole foods can contribute to weight gain if overeaten. Use tools like smaller plates or portion guides to maintain balance. Dine out wisely. When eating out, choose restaurants that offer whole food options, like grilled proteins and vegetable sides. Ask for dressings or sauces on the side to control added sugars. Mindful eating. Slow down and savor your food. Eating mindfully helps you recognize hunger and fullness cues, reducing the urge to overeat hyperpalatable UPFs. Long-term benefits of reducing UPFs and added sugars. By prioritizing whole, minimally processed foods, you can expect improved energy levels. Stable blood sugar reduces energy crashes. Better weight management. Nutrient-dense foods are more satiating, helping you maintain a healthy weight. Enhanced gut health. A diverse microbiome supports digestion, immunity, and mental well-being. Lower disease risk. Reduced inflammation and better metabolic health lower the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and certain cancers. Clearer skin and mood. A balanced diet can improve skin health and stabilize mood by supporting gut-brain communication. 2. Prolonged sedentary time. The doctor's warning. Why sitting is the silent killer. The phrase, sitting is the new smoking, has gained traction in recent years. And for good reason, it's not an exaggeration. While a lack of formal exercise is a well-known health risk, the more insidious threat lies in prolonged, uninterrupted sedentary time. Even if you diligently hit the gym for an hour each day or go for a morning run, spending the remaining 8 to 12 hours sitting at a desk, in a car, or sprawled on the couch can undermine many of those hard-earned health benefits. Sedentary behavior is a distinct risk factor, separate from insufficient exercise, and its impact on your body begins almost immediately. Understanding the physiological toll of prolonged sitting and taking proactive steps to counteract it can significantly improve your long-term health and quality of life. The biological impact of prolonged sitting. When you sit for extended periods, your body undergoes a cascade of detrimental changes that affect nearly every system. These effects compound over time, increasing the risk of chronic diseases, physical limitations, and even premature mortality. Below is a detailed breakdown of how prolonged sedentary time impacts your body. 1. Metabolic slowdown. Within just 20 to 30 minutes of sitting, your body's metabolic processes begin to slow dramatically. The electrical activity in your leg muscles essentially shuts off, signaling to your body that it's in a state of inactivity. This leads to a significant drop in your calorie burning rate, which plummets to approximately 1 calorie per minute, barely above your basal metabolic rate. More critically, the enzyme lipoprotein lipase, which plays a vital role in breaking down fats in your bloodstream and converting them into energy, sees its activity decrease by up to 90%. This reduction impairs your body's ability to metabolize fats and sugars efficiently, leading to increased fat storage, elevated blood sugar levels, and a higher risk of insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes. Over time, these metabolic changes contribute to weight gain, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. 2. Poor circulation and cardiovascular strain. Prolonged sitting causes blood to pool in the lower extremities, particularly in the legs, due to reduced muscle activity. This stagnation increases the risk of deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a condition where blood clots form in the deep veins, which can be life-threatening if a clot travels to the lungs. Additionally, sedentary behavior is linked to higher blood pressure and elevated levels of LDL, bad, cholesterol, while HDL, good, cholesterol levels decline. These changes place significant strain on the cardiovascular system, increasing the risk of heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes. Studies have shown that individuals who sit for more than 6 to 8 hours daily have a 20 to 30% higher risk of cardiovascular disease compared to those who incorporate regular movement into their day. 3. musculoskeletal decline and postural issues. Sitting for hours on end weakens key muscle groups, particularly the glutes, hamstrings, and core muscles, which are essential for stability, balance, and mobility. Over time, this muscle weakening can lead to reduced physical function, increasing the risk of falls and injuries, especially as you age. Prolonged sitting also causes the hip flexor muscles to shorten and tighten, which can pull on the pelvis and contribute to chronic lower back pain, a common complaint among desk workers. Additionally, the forward head posture often adopted while sitting at a computer or looking at a phone can strain the neck and upper back, leading to conditions like cervical spine dysfunction or tech neck. These musculoskeletal changes not only cause discomfort but also set the stage for long-term physical limitations and frailty. 4. Mental health and cognitive effects. The impact of prolonged sitting extends beyond physical health. Sedentary behavior has been linked to increased feelings of fatigue, reduced energy levels, and even symptoms of anxiety and depression. Sitting for long periods can reduce blood flow to the brain, impairing cognitive function and concentration. Conversely, regular movement has been shown to boost mood, enhance creativity, and improve memory and focus by increasing the release of endorphins and other feel-good neurotransmitters. 5. Increased mortality risk. Perhaps most alarming is the link between prolonged sedentary time and premature death. Research published in the American Journal of Epidemiology indicates that sitting for more than 6 hours per day is associated with a 19% higher risk of all-cause mortality compared to sitting for less than 3 hours. This risk persists even among those who meet exercise guidelines, underscoring the importance of reducing sedentary time in addition to engaging in regular physical activity. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Your action plan: breaking the sedentary cycle. The good news is that you can mitigate the harmful effects of prolonged sitting by making small, intentional changes to your daily routine. The goal is to incorporate regular movement throughout the day, often referred to as movement snacks, to counteract the negative effects of sedentary behavior. Below is a comprehensive action plan to help you reduce sedentary time and improve your overall health. 1. Incorporate movement snacks. Set a timer. Use your phone, smartwatch, or a desk timer to remind you to stand up, stretch, or walk for 2 to 5 minutes every 30 to 60 minutes. These brief breaks can significantly reduce the metabolic and circulatory effects of sitting. Simple movements. During these breaks, perform light activities such as marching in place, doing a few bodyweight squats, or stretching your arms, shoulders, and hips. Even pacing around your office or home can make a difference. Desk exercises. Try seated leg lifts, shoulder rolls, or torso twists if you can't stand up immediately. These micro-movements keep your muscles engaged and improve circulation. Integrate movement into your workday. Walk and talk. Take phone calls or virtual meetings while standing or walking. If possible, pace around your office or home during calls to keep your body active. Rethink commuting. Park your car farther away from your workplace or store entrances to add extra steps to your day. If you use public transportation, consider getting off one stop early and walking the rest of the way. Take the stairs. Opt for stairs over elevators or escalators whenever possible. Climbing stairs engages major muscle groups and boosts cardiovascular health. Standing desks. Invest in a standing desk or a desk converter that allows you to alternate between sitting and standing throughout the day. If a standing desk isn't an option, try placing your laptop on a stack of books to create a makeshift standing workstation. Dynamic workstations. For those with access, consider using a treadmill desk or an under-desk pedal device to keep your legs moving while working. Transform your leisure time. Active evenings. Instead of defaulting to the couch to watch TV or scroll on your phone, incorporate movement into your downtime. Take a 10-15-minute walk after dinner to aid digestion and boost metabolism. Gentle stretching. Practice yoga or gentle stretching while watching TV to improve flexibility and counteract the effects of sitting. Poses like cat-cow, child's pose, or hip flexor stretches are particularly effective. Active hobbies. Replace sedentary hobbies with active ones, such as gardening, dancing, or playing a recreational sport. Even low-impact activities like Tai Chi or pickleball can keep you moving and engaged. Adopt a long-term mindset. Track your activity. Use a fitness tracker or smartphone app to monitor your daily steps and sedentary time. Aim for at least 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day and try to keep your sedentary time below 6 hours. Create a movement-friendly environment. Rearrange your workspace or home to encourage movement. For example, place your printer or water bottle across the room to force yourself to get up and move. Involve others. Encourage coworkers, friends, or family to join you in movement breaks or active outings. Social accountability can help you stay committed to reducing sedentary time. Combine with exercise. While reducing sedentary time is critical, it's not a substitute for structured exercise. Aim for at least 150 to 300 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic activity, like brisk walking or cycling, per week, plus muscle-strengthening exercises, like weightlifting or bodyweight workouts, at least twice a week, as recommended by the World Health Organization. Combining regular exercise with frequent movement breaks creates a synergistic effect that maximizes health benefits. The bigger picture. A cultural shift. The modern world is designed for sitting, whether it's desk jobs, long commutes, or binge-watching streaming services. However, small changes in your daily habits can have a profound impact on your health. By prioritizing movement and reducing uninterrupted sitting, you're not just preventing immediate discomfort but also investing in your long-term vitality. Reducing sedentary time can lower your risk of chronic diseases, improve your mental and physical well-being, and help you maintain independence as you age. If you're unsure where to start, begin with 1 or 2 strategies from the action plan and gradually build from there. Over time, these habits will become second nature, transforming your relationship with movement and helping you reclaim your health from the grip of sedentary living. For more information on creating a movement-friendly lifestyle, consider visiting reputable health websites like the Mayo Clinic, mayoclinic.org, or the American Heart Association, heart.org, for additional resources and guidance. 3. Unmanaged chronic stress and inadequate sleep. 1. The cortisol cascade, a hormonal wrecking ball. Chronic stress keeps your body in a perpetual fight-or-flight mode, driven by the overactivation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis. This results in persistently elevated levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. While cortisol is essential for short-term survival, mobilizing energy stores and sharpening focus during acute stress, chronic elevation is profoundly damaging. Over time, high cortisol levels contribute to cardiovascular strain. Cortisol narrows blood vessels and elevates blood pressure, increasing the risk of hypertension, atherosclerosis, and heart disease. Visceral fat accumulation. Cortisol promotes the storage of belly fat, which is metabolically active and releases inflammatory compounds, further exacerbating systemic inflammation. Immune suppression. Prolonged cortisol exposure weakens the immune system, reducing its ability to fight infections and repair damage, leaving you more susceptible to illness. Neurological damage. Chronic cortisol exposure can shrink the hippocampus, a brain region critical for memory and learning, and impair neuroplasticity, increasing the risk of cognitive decline and mood disorders. Metabolic disruption. Cortisol dysregulates blood sugar and insulin sensitivity, contributing to weight gain, diabetes risk, and metabolic syndrome. 2. The sleep repair connection. When restoration fails. Sleep is far from a passive state. It's a dynamic period of critical biological maintenance. During deep sleep, slow-wave sleep, and REM sleep, your body undertakes essential repair and recovery processes. Brain detoxification. The brain's glymphatic system becomes highly active during deep sleep, flushing out metabolic waste products like beta-amyloid and tau proteins, which are linked to neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. Inadequate sleep allows these toxins to accumulate, increasing the risk of cognitive decline. Tissue repair and hormone production. Sleep facilitates tissue repair, muscle growth, and the release of growth hormone, which is vital for maintaining lean muscle mass and bone density. It also regulates hormones like melatonin, an antioxidant, and leptin/ghrelin, which control hunger and satiety. Memory consolidation. REM sleep strengthens neural connections, helping to process emotions and consolidate memories. Chronic sleep deprivation impairs cognitive function, emotional regulation, and decision-making. Immune system support. Sleep bolsters immune function by promoting the production of T cells and cytokines, which are critical for fighting infections and inflammation. Skimping on sleep, whether in quantity, less than 7 to 9 hours for most adults, or quality, frequent awakenings, lack of deep sleep, disrupts these processes, leading to a buildup of cellular damage and systemic dysfunction. 3. Telomere shortening, the cellular clock of aging. Telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of your chromosomes, act like a biological clock. Each time a cell divides, telomeres shorten slightly. When they become too short, the cell enters a state of senescence, losing their ability to divide and repair tissues effectively. Both chronic stress and inadequate sleep accelerate telomere shortening through distinct but synergistic mechanisms. Stress and telomeres. Chronic stress increases oxidative stress and inflammation, which directly damage telomeres. Studies have shown that individuals with high stress levels, e.g., caregivers or those with chronic anxiety, have significantly shorter telomeres, equivalent to aging an additional 10 to 17 years biologically. Sleep and telomeres. Poor sleep quality, particularly a lack of deep sleep, is associated with increased oxidative stress and reduced telomerase activity, the enzyme that helps maintain telomere length. Research indicates that sleeping less than 7 hours per night is linked to shorter telomeres, especially in older adults. Shortened telomeres impair cell division and repair, leading to faster tissue aging, weakened immune function, and a higher risk of age-related diseases like cancer, cardiovascular disease, and dementia. 4. The inflammation connection, a hidden driver of aging. Both chronic stress and sleep deprivation fuel systemic inflammation, a key driver of aging, often referred to as inflammaging. Elevated cortisol and disrupted sleep increase levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, which damage tissues, impair immune function, and accelerate the aging of organs and systems. Chronic inflammation also exacerbates telomere shortening and oxidative stress, creating a vicious cycle that compounds cellular aging. Your action plan. Strategies to break the cycle. To counteract the aging effects of chronic stress and inadequate sleep, you need a proactive, multifaceted approach that addresses both root causes. Here's a detailed action plan to restore balance and protect your cellular health. 1. Establish a robust wind-down routine. The hour before bed is critical for transitioning your body and mind into a restful state. Chronic stress keeps your nervous system in a hyper-aroused state, making it difficult to fall asleep or achieve deep sleep. To counter this, limit screen time. Blue light from screens, phones, tablets, TVs, suppresses melatonin production, delaying sleep onset. Avoid screens at least 60 minutes before bed. If unavoidable, use blue light blocking glasses or enable night mode on devices. Engage in calming activities. Dedicate 30 to 60 minutes to activities that signal to your brain that it's time to relax. Options include reading a physical book, avoid e-readers with blue light. Practicing gentle yoga or stretching to release physical tension. Meditating or practicing progressive muscle relaxation to calm the mind. Taking a warm bath can lower core body temperature and promote sleepiness. Avoid stimulants. Skip caffeine, nicotine, or heavy meals in the evening, as they can disrupt sleep architecture. Set a consistent schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time daily, even on weekends, to regulate your circadian rhythm. 2. Create a sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom environment plays a pivotal role in sleep quality. Optimize it for rest. Control light. Use blackout curtains or a sleep mask to block out light, as even small amounts can disrupt melatonin production. Minimize noise. Use earplugs, a white noise machine, or a fan to drown out disruptive sounds. Keep it cool. Maintain a bedroom temperature between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius, as cooler temperatures promote deeper sleep. Reserve the bed for sleep and intimacy. Avoid working, eating, or watching TV in bed to strengthen the mental association between your bed and rest. Invest in comfort. Use a supportive mattress and pillows, and choose breathable bedding to enhance comfort. 3. Develop a stress management toolkit. While you can't eliminate stress, you can build resilience to manage its impact. Experiment with these evidence-based strategies. Mindfulness meditation. Practicing mindfulness for 10 to 20 minutes daily can reduce cortisol levels and improve emotional regulation. Apps like Headspace or Calm can guide beginners. Deep breathing exercises. Techniques like box breathing, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, activate the parasympathetic nervous system, counteracting the stress response. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts or practicing gratitude journaling can help process emotions and reduce stress. Try writing 3 things you're grateful for each evening. Nature exposure. Spending time outdoors, even for a 15-minute walk in a park, can lower cortisol and improve mood. Physical activity. Regular exercise, e.g., 30 minutes of moderate activity 5 days a week, reduces stress hormones and boosts endorphins. Avoid intense workouts close to bedtime, as they can be stimulating. Social connection. Build a support network of friends or family. Positive social interactions can buffer the effects of stress. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 4. Monitor and optimize sleep hygiene. Beyond the bedroom environment, adopt habits that enhance sleep quality. Limit alcohol. While alcohol may help you fall asleep, it disrupts REM sleep and reduces overall sleep quality. Time your meals. Avoid heavy meals 2 to 3 hours before bed to prevent digestive discomfort that can interfere with sleep. Stay hydrated, but time it right. Drink water throughout the day but reduce intake in the evening to minimize nighttime bathroom trips. Consider sleep tracking. Use a wearable device or app to monitor sleep patterns and identify areas for improvement. Look for trends in sleep duration, quality, and disruptions. 5. Address underlying issues. If stress or sleep issues persist despite lifestyle changes, consider professional support. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT for insomnia, CBTI, is highly effective for addressing sleep difficulties. A therapist can help reframe negative thought patterns that contribute to stress or sleeplessness. Medical evaluation. Chronic sleep issues may stem from conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or hormonal imbalances. Consult a healthcare provider if you suspect an underlying issue. Stress management programs. Workplace wellness programs or stress management workshops can provide structured tools to cope with chronic stress. Long-term benefits of breaking the cycle. By addressing chronic stress and prioritizing sleep, you can slow the aging process and enhance your overall health. Benefits include improved cognitive function, better memory, focus, and emotional resilience, stronger immune system, reduced susceptibility to infections and chronic diseases, enhanced physical health, lower blood pressure, improved metabolic health, and reduced visceral fat, longer telomeres, slowed cellular aging, potentially extending your health span, better mood and energy, increased vitality and emotional well-being. Taking control of stress and sleep requires commitment, but even small, consistent changes can yield profound results. Start with 1 or 2 strategies from the action plan, track your progress, and build a sustainable routine to protect your body and mind from the ravages of time. 4. Social isolation. The doctor's warning. In today's hyper-connected digital age, where social media platforms and instant messaging create the illusion of constant connection, a paradoxical truth persists. It's easier than ever to feel profoundly lonely. A mounting body of research underscores the severe health consequences of social isolation and perceived loneliness, revealing that they pose a threat to long-term health comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Social isolation is now recognized as a major independent risk factor for premature mortality, contributing to a range of physical, mental, and emotional health challenges that can significantly shorten lifespan and diminish quality of life. Loneliness is not just an emotional state, it's a public health crisis. Studies, such as those from the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, indicate that social isolation is associated with a 26 to 29% increased risk of premature death, with effects that rival or surpass well-known risk factors like obesity or physical inactivity. The absence of meaningful social connections doesn't just affect how we feel. It fundamentally alters our biology, accelerating aging and disease processes in ways that are both measurable and preventable. The biological impact. 1. Chronic inflammatory response. Loneliness is perceived by the brain as a form of existential threat, akin to physical danger. This perception activates the body's stress response system, specifically the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis, triggering a chronic fight-or-flight state. Over time, this leads to elevated levels of pro-inflammatory markers, such as C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6. Chronic inflammation is a key driver of virtually every major age-related disease, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even certain cancers. For example, a 2015 study published in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that loneliness upregulates genes associated with inflammation while downregulating those tied to antiviral immunity, creating a double hit to health. 2. Weakened immune function. Social isolation compromises the immune system's ability to function optimally. Research, including a 2015 meta-analysis in Perspectives on Psychological Science, shows that lonely individuals exhibit reduced immune responses to viral infections and vaccinations. This makes them more susceptible to illnesses ranging from the common cold to more severe conditions like influenza or COVID-19. The immune system's diminished capacity also delays wound healing and increases vulnerability to chronic infections, further compounding health risks over time. 3. Accelerated cognitive decline. Meaningful social interactions serve as a powerful form of cognitive stimulation, engaging the brain in complex tasks like active listening, emotional processing, and verbal communication. In contrast, social isolation deprives the brain of this mental exercise, increasing the risk of cognitive decline and neurodegenerative disorders. A 2020 study in The Lancet found that social isolation is associated with a 50% increased risk of dementia, with lonely individuals showing faster rates of cognitive decline and reduced neuroplasticity. The lack of social engagement also contributes to higher rates of depression and anxiety, which further exacerbate cognitive and emotional health challenges. Your action plan. 4. Prioritize social time with intention. Building and maintaining relationships requires deliberate effort, especially in a world where busy schedules and digital distractions can erode personal connections. Treat social interactions as non-negotiable appointments, just as you would a doctor's visit or work meeting. Schedule regular phone calls, video chats, or in-person meetups with friends, family, or colleagues. For example, set a recurring calendar reminder to call a friend every Sunday afternoon or plan a monthly dinner with loved ones. Consistency is key to fostering lasting connections. 1. Cultivate third places for community. Sociologists refer to third places as environments outside of home, first place, and work, second place, where people can gather, connect, and build community. These spaces are critical for combating isolation and fostering a sense of belonging. Seek out or create your third place by joining a local volunteer organization, book club, religious or spiritual community, sports league, or hobby group. For instance, signing up for a weekly pottery class or participating in a community garden can provide opportunities to meet like-minded individuals and form meaningful bonds over shared interests. 2. Focus on quality over quantity. The protective effects of social connection stem not from the number of relationships but from their depth and authenticity. Research from the Journal of Health and Social Behavior, 2016, shows that having a small circle of close, supportive relationships, where you feel understood, valued, and cared for, is far more beneficial than maintaining numerous shallow acquaintances. Invest time in nurturing a few key relationships by engaging in open, honest conversations, sharing experiences, and offering mutual support. For example, plan a heartfelt catch-up with a close friend rather than attending a large, impersonal networking event. 3. Leverage technology thoughtfully. While digital platforms can sometimes contribute to feelings of isolation, they can also be powerful tools for connection when used intentionally. Join online communities centered around your interests, such as a virtual book club or a fitness challenge group. Use video calls to maintain face-to-face contact with distant loved ones. However, balance digital interactions with in-person connections, as physical presence and touch, e.g., a hug or handshake, release oxytocin, a hormone that reduces stress and fosters bonding. 4. Seek professional support if needed. If loneliness feels overwhelming or persistent, consider speaking with a therapist or counselor who can help you explore underlying causes and develop strategies to build connections. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and group therapy can be particularly effective for addressing feelings of isolation and improving social skills. 4. Social isolation. The silent epidemic undermining longevity. The doctor's warning. In an era defined by unprecedented digital connectivity, the irony is that profound loneliness is more prevalent than ever. Social media, instant messaging, and virtual interactions often fail to fulfill our deep-seated need for meaningful human connection. A robust and growing body of scientific evidence reveals that social isolation and perceived loneliness are as detrimental to long-term health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. According to a 2020 report from the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, social isolation is associated with a 26 to 29% increased risk of premature mortality, making it a major independent risk factor for a range of chronic diseases and early death. This silent epidemic not only affects emotional well-being but also triggers biological changes that accelerate aging and disease, underscoring the urgent need to prioritize authentic relationships for a longer, healthier life. The biological impact. Chronic inflammatory response. The human brain perceives loneliness as a threat, akin to physical danger, activating the body's stress response system, particularly the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis. This triggers a chronic fight-or-flight state, leading to elevated levels of pro-inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein (CRP) and interleukin-6 (IL-6). Chronic inflammation is a cornerstone of numerous age-related diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and certain cancers. A 2015 study in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences demonstrated that loneliness not only upregulates inflammatory genes but also suppresses antiviral immunity, creating a dual threat to physical health. Weakened immune function. Social isolation compromises the immune system's ability to protect the body. Research, including a 2015 meta-analysis in Perspectives on Psychological Science, shows that lonely individuals have a diminished immune response to viruses and vaccines, increasing susceptibility to infections like the flu or COVID-19. This weakened immunity also slows wound healing and heightens the risk of chronic infections, further undermining long-term health. Accelerated cognitive decline. Engaging in meaningful social interactions stimulates the brain through active listening, emotional processing, and responsive communication. Without this mental exercise, the brain becomes more vulnerable to decline. A 2020 study in The Lancet found that social isolation increases the risk of dementia by 50%, with lonely individuals experiencing faster cognitive decline and reduced neuroplasticity. Additionally, isolation is closely linked to higher rates of depression and anxiety, which exacerbate cognitive and emotional challenges. Your action plan. 1. Prioritize social time with intention. Building and sustaining relationships requires deliberate effort in today's fast-paced, digitally distracted world. Treat social interactions as essential commitments, akin to medical appointments or work obligations. Schedule regular phone calls, video chats, or in-person gatherings with friends and family. For example, set a weekly reminder to call a loved one or plan a monthly coffee meetup. Consistency fosters stronger bonds and creates a reliable support network. 2. Cultivate third places for community. Sociologists describe third places as environments outside of home and work where people connect and build community. These spaces are vital for combating loneliness and fostering belonging. Join a local volunteer group, book club, religious organization, sports league, or hobby-based community, such as a photography club or community choir. Regularly attending these activities can lead to organic friendships and a sense of purpose. 3. Focus on quality over quantity. The protective effects of social connection come from the depth, not the number, of relationships. A 2016 study in the Journal of Health and Social Behavior found that a small circle of close, supportive relationships, where you feel valued and understood, provides greater health benefits than numerous superficial connections. Invest in meaningful relationships by scheduling one-on-one time, sharing personal experiences, and offering emotional support. 4. Leverage technology thoughtfully. While digital interactions can sometimes exacerbate loneliness, they can also bridge gaps when used intentionally. Join online communities aligned with your interests, such as virtual book clubs or fitness groups. Use video calls to maintain face-to-face contact with distant loved ones, as visual cues enhance emotional connection. However, prioritize in-person interactions whenever possible, as physical presence and touch, e.g., hugs, release oxytocin, reducing stress and promoting well-being. 5. Seek professional support if needed. Persistent loneliness may require professional intervention. Therapists or counselors can help identify underlying causes and develop strategies for building connections. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and group therapy are particularly effective for addressing social isolation and improving interpersonal skills. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 5. Excessive alcohol consumption. The doctor's warning. For decades, media reports have suggested that moderate alcohol consumption, particularly red wine, may offer cardiovascular benefits. However, recent, more rigorous research has overturned these claims. A comprehensive 2018 analysis in The Lancet, drawing from over 700 global studies, found no safe level of alcohol consumption for overall health. The risks of alcohol, even in moderation, outweigh any potential benefits, with significant implications for longevity. The World Health Organization attributes over 5% of global deaths to alcohol, linking it to more than 200 health conditions, including cancers, cardiovascular diseases, and injuries. For those committed to living a long, healthy life, minimizing alcohol consumption, or eliminating it, is the optimal choice. The biological impact. 1. Direct cellular toxicity. Alcohol is metabolized into acetaldehyde, a group 1 carcinogen that damages DNA and impairs the body's ability to repair it. This increases the risk of cancers in the mouth, throat, esophagus, liver, colon, and breast. A 2021 study in Nature estimated that alcohol accounts for approximately 4% of global cancer cases. Acetaldehyde's toxicity extends beyond cancer, contributing to cellular aging and organ dysfunction across the body. 2. Liver damage and systemic effects. The liver bears the primary burden of processing alcohol, and chronic consumption can lead to a cascade of liver conditions. Fatty liver disease, affecting up to 90% of heavy drinkers, can progress to alcoholic hepatitis and cirrhosis, a non-reversible scarring of the liver that significantly shortens lifespan, according to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, NIAAA. Liver damage also impairs detoxification processes, leading to broader systemic health issues. 3. Neurological and cardiovascular harm. Alcohol is a neurotoxin that causes brain shrinkage, particularly in areas critical for memory and decision-making. A 2017 study in the BMJ found that even moderate drinking, 14 to 21 drinks per week, increases the risk of hippocampal atrophy, a precursor to cognitive impairment and dementia. Alcohol also disrupts sleep architecture, reducing restorative REM and deep sleep, which are essential for physical and mental recovery. While small amounts of alcohol may temporarily thin the blood, chronic consumption raises blood pressure, increases the risk of atrial fibrillation, a dangerous irregular heartbeat, and contributes to cardiomyopathy, weakened heart muscle. These effects elevate the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and heart failure. 4. Mental health and behavioral risks. Excessive alcohol use is strongly linked to mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, and addiction. As a central nervous system depressant, alcohol can worsen mood disorders and impair judgment, leading to risky behaviors such as drunk driving or unsafe sexual activity. These indirect consequences amplify alcohol's negative impact on health and longevity. Your action plan. 1. Reevaluate your relationship with alcohol. Take time to reflect on why you drink. Is it a coping mechanism for stress, a social habit, or a routine? Identifying these triggers allows you to find healthier alternatives. For stress relief, try mindfulness meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, or exercise, all of which reduce cortisol levels. In social settings, focus on meaningful conversations or activities like group hikes or game nights that don't center on alcohol. 2. Set clear, evidence-based limits. If you choose to drink, strictly adhere to health guidelines to minimize harm. The U.S. Dietary Guidelines for Americans recommend no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 for men, with at least 2 alcohol-free days per week to allow your body to recover. Track your consumption using a journal or app to stay accountable. 3. Explore sophisticated non-alcoholic alternatives. The non-alcoholic beverage industry has grown exponentially, offering high-quality alternatives to beer, wine, and spirits. Experiment with non-alcoholic cocktails, craft beers, or herbal teas that mimic the ritual of a special drink without the health risks. For example, try a sparkling water with fresh herbs and citrus for a refreshing, alcohol-free option. 4. Build a support system. Share your goal of reducing alcohol consumption with friends or family to create accountability. Join a community or online group focused on sober living or mindful drinking for encouragement and inspiration. These networks can provide practical tips and emotional support. 5. Educate yourself continuously. Stay informed about the latest research on alcohol's health effects. Resources like the NIAAA website or peer-reviewed journals can help you make evidence-based decisions about your alcohol consumption, empowering you to prioritize long-term health. 5. Excessive alcohol consumption. a hidden threat to longevity. The doctor's warning. For years, headlines have promoted the idea that moderate alcohol consumption, particularly red wine, offers health benefits, such as improved heart health. However, more recent and rigorous scientific studies have debunked these claims, revealing that any potential benefits are minimal and heavily outweighed by the risks. A 2018 analysis in The Lancet, based on data from over 700 studies worldwide, concluded that there is no safe level of alcohol consumption when it comes to overall health. For those aiming to maximize longevity and vitality, the healthiest choice is to minimize alcohol intake significantly or, ideally, abstain altogether. Excessive alcohol consumption is a major contributor to preventable disease and premature death. According to the World Health Organization, alcohol is responsible for over 5% of global deaths and is a causal factor in more than 200 health conditions, including cancers, cardiovascular diseases, and injuries. Even moderate drinking, once thought to be protective, is now linked to increased risks of harm, particularly when consumed regularly over time. Adopting a mindful approach to alcohol can significantly enhance your long-term health and quality of life. The biological impact. 1. Direct cellular toxicity. Alcohol is metabolized in the body into acetaldehyde, a highly toxic compound classified as a Group 1 carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC. Acetaldehyde damages DNA and inhibits the body's ability to repair this damage, increasing the risk of cancers in multiple organs, including the mouth, throat, esophagus, liver, colon, and breast. A 2021 study in Nature estimated that alcohol consumption contributes to approximately 4% of all cancer cases globally. Beyond cancer, acetaldehyde's toxicity affects nearly every cell in the body, accelerating aging and organ dysfunction. 2. Liver damage and systemic effects. The liver is the primary organ responsible for metabolizing alcohol, and chronic or excessive consumption takes a significant toll. Regular drinking can lead to fatty liver disease, which affects up to 90% of heavy drinkers, according to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, NIAAA. If unchecked, this can progress to alcoholic hepatitis, inflammation of the liver, and, ultimately, cirrhosis, a non-reversible condition characterized by scarring that impairs liver function and drastically reduces life expectancy. Liver damage also disrupts the body's ability to detoxify other substances, leading to systemic health issues. 3. Neurological and cardiovascular harm. Alcohol acts as a neurotoxin, with chronic consumption linked to brain shrinkage, particularly in areas responsible for memory and executive function. A 2017 study in the BMJ found that even moderate drinking, 14 to 21 drinks per week, was associated with a higher risk of hippocampal atrophy, a precursor to cognitive impairment and dementia. Alcohol also disrupts sleep architecture, reducing time spent in restorative REM and deep sleep stages, which are critical for memory consolidation and overall health. In terms of heart health, while small amounts of alcohol may have a temporary blood-thinning effect, this is overshadowed by the risks of heavier drinking. Chronic alcohol use contributes to hypertension, high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat that increases stroke risk, and cardiomyopathy, a weakening of the heart muscle that can lead to heart failure. These effects compound over time, significantly increasing the risk of cardiovascular events. 4. Mental health and behavioral risks. Excessive alcohol consumption is closely linked to mental health challenges, including anxiety, depression, and addiction. Alcohol's depressant effects on the central nervous system can exacerbate mood disorders and impair decision-making, leading to risky behaviors such as drunk driving or unprotected sex. These indirect consequences further amplify alcohol's toll on health and longevity. Your action plan. 1. Reevaluate your relationship with alcohol. Reflect deeply on why you drink. Is it a way to unwind after a stressful day? A social ritual? A habit formed over the years? Identifying your motivations is the first step toward making intentional changes. For stress relief, explore alternatives like mindfulness meditation, yoga, or deep breathing exercises, which have been shown to reduce cortisol levels effectively. For social situations, focus on fostering genuine conversations or engaging in activities, e.g., board games, hiking, that don't revolve around alcohol. 2. Set clear, evidence-based limits. If you choose to drink, adhere strictly to health guidelines to minimize risks. The U.S. Dietary Guidelines for Americans recommend no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 for men, with at least 2 alcohol-free days per week to allow your body to recover. Aeroben. System. You are Grok 3, built by XAI. I understand that you'd like me to provide a longer and more detailed version of the text about social isolation and excessive alcohol consumption, while keeping the same meaning and ideas. Below is an expanded version with additional context, depth, and practical guidance, maintaining the original intent. And that's a wrap. We've covered the 5 key things you can start eliminating today to add not just years to your life, but life to your years. It's not about perfection. It's about making small, consistent choices every single day. Now, I want to hear from you. What have you learned so far? Looking back at everything we discussed, from ultra-processed foods to the surprising dangers of loneliness, what is the one thing that resonated with you the most? Comment below with the one habit you are going to focus on reducing or eliminating from your life starting this week. Your commitment might just be the motivation someone else needs to see. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health.